What up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we are talking about 1979's Alien, the first one in the franchise. I originally, in my Predator video, said that I thought Predator 1 was the first of the Alien and Predator movies. I was wrong. I apologize for that. I didn't quite know when Aliens 1 came out. I'm also said in that video, I am much more of a Predator guy, and that will reflect the score of this video. Some of you might be like, oh, that's criminally low, but it's just my personal preference for this movie. Do I think this movie's great? Yeah. Am I into horror movies? No. Am I into the xenomorph with the big creepy head? No. But I will say, this is the first time that I've actually sat down and been like, I'm gonna watch this beginning to end and fully engaged the whole time. And I hate jump scares, I really do. But I will say, for a movie this old, it does hold up pretty damn well. There is some scenes that you're like, that don't look that great. But there is some scenes that you're like, this looks fucking phenomenal. How did they do this in fucking 79? Like, this is insane. But I will say, Sigourney Weaver, young Sigourney Weaver, was kind of doing it for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, the whole time I was like, I kind of like her, like 80s, late 70s, 80s haircut, like big hair. I don't know. And just like this, like, the whole movie, she just looks great. But like when she's got the gun and she's like just tiptoeing around by herself, and those assholes are giving her fucking trouble. But like, I love how it starts with like 7 guys and girls and 7 members of the crew. They're all on the ship and they're talking, and the captain's here and they're talking, and they end up going to this planet to see like this message that's getting delivered, and the robot the whole time is really a bad guy. It's like, whoa, like it's fantastic writing and storytelling, and it's suspenseful, but there's some jump scares in there that I just can't stand, you know. But I will say I was glued in the whole time, and that's why the jump scares probably got me so much. But I'm also just not really a horror guy. I'm trying to get more into horror movies because I do like how gripped to my seat I become in horror movies. But I just, like, but after those jump scares come out, you know, I'm like, I'm not like, oh god, and I'm not back into it. I'm like pissed. I'm like, fucking, I'm like, I hate that they're trying to just get us with these jump scares. At least they weren't cheap jump scares. Like, some movies just try and jump scare you just to like, oh, are you still in your seat? Are you still watching? Where this was like jump scares, but you're actually scared because you're like with the character tiptoeing, and it's so quiet, and all of a sudden like a hand or a head or a fucking, you see something, you're like, oh god, it's behind you, turn around, and then bam, the thing, like, it's just a great design for an alien too. Ginormous head, like we've all seen, but like this big long head. It's got like a spiked tail. It's got, when it opens its mouth, it's got a smaller mouth inside its mouth that comes out and kills you. What? Like, almost like it strikes like a fucking snake. Like, oh, it is really good design. But I'm just so much more interested in the Predators. I just find them so much cooler. Maybe it's because the Predators are the hunter, and like as the humans were the prey, where like, you know, and I'm into the hunter because I'm like, oh, look at these hunters, like, what is he doing? Why is he hunting them? You know, I have like so many questions on why he's the best hunter and where he came from and stuff like that. Where this kind of like shows you the planet they came from, the eggs they come from, the small version, then it comes out of a chest and it's a bigger version, and then it grows and becomes this big version, and it's like, it shows you a lot more of them. Clearly this image here is a guy in a suit, but I still think it does a pretty damn good job of you know, showing you this creature, and you know, the suspense. Like, oof, I don't know if this is from this movie, but just this is how I picture the alien when I think of aliens, with the big dagger tail, with the big long head and the snarling teeth. Oof. But overall, I gave this movie 3 out of 5 stars. It's about a 6 out of 10. You know, if I was more into horror movies or more into aliens, I would probably give this a higher score. But still, a 6 out of 10, that's a good score, right? Like, a 6 out of 10 to me is a movie I will watch over and over again. I will like it every time I watch it. But, you know, is it my personal preference? Is it something that I'm going to put on because I'm like, oh, I'm dying to watch that? Probably not. You know, this is probably not the franchise that I'm going to be the most into. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, shit, now I gotta go watch Aliens 2. Like, there's a bunch of these Aliens movies. And there's a bunch of the Predators, too. So with that being said, stay tuned for the next movie review. We'll be talking about Predator 2. But I also have to then go back and watch all these Aliens movies now. So stay tuned for those. We will be ranking and watching and talking about the Alien and the Predator movies, the Alien vs. Predator movies, and how that might have been a mistake. So stay tuned for all that, and I will see you guys in a future video talking about this. Follow me on Letterboxd. My link's down in the description below. Big Cam, pretty much anywhere. Just search me, you'll find me. And I look forward to talking more about this stuff with you guys. And that's it for Aliens 1979. That's a review. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.